I've been getting sick and tired of all these Pokemon cards. We're a food review channel now. Let's take a look at Rapid Strike Mustard. It's not a condiment, it's a Pokemon card. Okay, well I guess we're going to have to roll with it. Welcome back everyone to more from the Sableyes. I'm Mitch, and today we're going to take a look at Rapid Strike Mustard. This card is a lot of fun, and it's a really cool deck list, so let's check it out on PTCGO. So here he is in all of his glory. It is Rapid Strike Mustard. We can only play this card when we have no cards in hand, and when we do play it, we get to put a Rapid Strike Pokemon from the discard pile onto the bench and then draw 5 cards. So a really cool effect. It's a little bit difficult to get going, but it is great fun, and we're going to get a whole bunch of different Rapid Strike attackers into play. We've got Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX, we've got Luxray, we've even got some Mienshao and also Octillery in the deck to put into play. Personally though, we are looking for these two as our main attackers. How do we empty out our hand, you might ask? Well, we've got copies of Duskull with Spirit-Born Evolution to discard 3 cards from our hand, and almost every card in our deck is instantly playable, apart from obviously our energy down the bottom. So we shouldn't have too many problems getting this one to work. It's just going to be a matter of time. We'll see how it goes. Also, cool card that I've been playing around with, Mimikyu in Rapid Strike decks, because people can't heal, which is good. So play the Mimikyu. It's definitely worth consideration. We've got ourselves a good starting hand here. We've got Level Ball, which can grab Remoraid, which I really like. We have 2 Mustards in hand, which is a little bit awkward, but we have the Evo Incense. We can get rid of a Luxray, because we're up against a Swablu, so we'll get rid of that. We'll Quick Ball that away, we'll grab the Duskull, and then it's looking pretty good, actually. Let's put the Mustard on top, just in case we get Marnied. We will play the Duskull down, and then we will leave it at that, I think. I don't think that there's that much more that we realistically need to do this turn. We just want to leave ourselves in a position where we can use Mustard to get that Luxray into play. I'd really like to see that happening next turn. A Marnie, bit frustrating, but we did put the Mustard on top, so we can get that Pokemon out again. It's just a matter of whether or not we can empty our hand out with Duskull or not. Should be relatively easy, and look at that, it's actually going to be super simple. Evo Incense, Level Ball, and a Energy as well. It's looking pretty good. We should be in a decent enough position. The hard thing for us, though, is going to be getting our Oranguru out of the active, because this deck relies on the Stadium to retreat, and it doesn't really have any other ways to get our Oranguru out of the active. So we may need to manually attach a couple of times. We'll see how it goes. It's our turn. We get ourselves set up. Let's think. What do we want to do? Do we just want to get this Luxray into play? I think we probably want to play as many cards as we can. Let's grab with the Level Ball a Mienfoo. We're going up against what? What's this? We're playing Crobat, maybe? I think we should be okay. We'll see how we go. We can grab the Urshifu VMAX or the Octillery. I think the Octillery is better, just to be able to put that in play and get whatever we need. Seems good. We can Rapid Strike Search and grab the Urshifu if we want. We can grab the Energy, we can grab the Fan, we can grab the Tower. We might get the Tower, actually, just to get rid of that Chaotic Swell. We're still okay when it comes to cards. Let's Primate Wisdom and Energy to the top and see if we can't find something decent. That Oranguru is really bad. We may now need to end... let's just get rid of these 3 cards and play Mustard, right? Because the Energy's still in the deck. We will have to shuffle the deck because of the Duskull's ability, but we can play the Mustard. We can get one of these Pokemon in play. We'll go with the Luxray and then accelerate. This is grim. I think we have to attach Capture Energy to Oranguru. I think that's our out here. We don't really have another way to get these guys out of the field of play. We don't really need anything. We're just going to pass there. We're going to leave it at that. We're going to see how it goes. A very slow start, but we do have the Luxray. We can Electro Step and Scar Strikes with this Pokemon. I don't know what our opponent is playing. It does look like it's Crobat. We will wait and see. Crobat VMAX, obviously a really cool rogue deck that is floating around at the moment. And chuck down a Krogunk. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Now, just so you know, you'll be seeing a few videos with me wearing this shirt because I'm putting together this weekend's videos ahead of time because I will not be at home. I will be out. So if I don't reply to your comments, please don't feel offended. I will get to them as soon as I possibly can. Otherwise, leave a like, leave a comment, do all that good stuff, and hopefully I am back with some fresh content for you soon. My plan is to stream on the Monday when I return, so we'll wait and see how that goes. Okay, let's go. We've got Evo Incense. We can put the Urshifu in the bin. We don't have an attack this turn though, obviously, because we will be attaching to the active. We can Quick Ball for nothing. We can Level Ball for nothing if we want. Actually, we can get the Mienshao if we want. We can probably put that in the bin, though. We're going to attach to the Oranguru for nothing, and then we are going to Mustard into our VMAX. We'll get that going. This is a very, very slow start for us here. We can also Rapid Strike search for a card. I'm thinking another Mustard is probably not a bad idea. We can burn this hand next turn. We're just going to pass. Hopefully our opponent either knocks us out or allows us to retreat. The worst thing that could happen here is that they go into the Octillery and play down another Chaotic Swell. I would not enjoy that, so I'm hopeful that that doesn't happen. Now, let's have a think here. What is our path to victory? We're going to need to deal with a couple of Pokemon here. It's going to be a little bit awkward, but it's definitely workable. Them discarding the Mew is a big deal. It means that we will be able to G-Max Rapid Flow at some point, which I do like. Our opponent is probably going to go into the Crobat here. Sorry, not go into the Crobat. Use the Crobat's attack to go into the Altaria or the Pokédoll. That seems reasonable. They are just going to Stealth Poison, so that means they get to hit and run and head back to the bench. They're going to go into a Pokédoll, which is fair enough. Now, our job is going to be, can we get ourselves into the stuff we need? We're going to, I think we attach to, well, this is a tough one. I want to attach to the Luxray, but I think the Luxray is right. Then we can... I think we just retreat. We'll go into the Luxray here. We'll Rapid Strike search. We will grab a copy of... I think the Fan of Waves looks pretty good. If we could potentially find Boss, then that would be great. We will play the Fan, get rid of that Weak Guard energy to the bottom of the deck. And then we can Electro Step. We'll just knock out the Doll. We'll just remove as many of them as we can, and then we head back into the Doll ourselves. So our opponent can hit and run, we can hit and run too. I'm not too worried about that. Now the good thing about Electro Step, for those of you who don't know what that card does, and I really should feature Luxray because it is a really cool attacker, what it does is it allows you to go into... it allows you to hit 40 damage to any Pokemon on your opponent's field, and then go into a benched Pokemon, which is why we have the Pokédolls, right? So we can Electro Step and then retreat in the same way that our opponent can Stealth Poison and then retreat. So, in all likelihood, our opponent uses Stealth Poison here. Oh, look at that, they're actually going to get it on the Urshifu. That's pretty big. It's actually quite concerning. How am I going to get this out of the active? I've got the Stadium, so that should be fine. I'm going to Stealth Poison. And then you'd think they're just going to go back into a Doll, right? Yeah, okay. So yeah, we can do the exact same thing. We can just keep shuffling it around. Now, it's a bit disappointing that Urshifu does get attacked there, but it's alright. We're not upset about it. We can get the fan, not the fan, the tower. We'll play that down, which means our Urshifu still has free retreat. I'm really struggling with words today. That means our Urshifu has free retreat. Sorry, I'm just trying to think here. We'll get rid of the Luxray, we'll get rid of the Mimikyu, we'll get rid of the reset stamp. We don't need those cards. And then we will retreat into the Luxray and then Electro Step. And we will take the knockout on the benched Lily's Pokédoll so that our opponent needs to remove their last Pokédoll from play to get into their Crobat. That seems like a perfectly acceptable thing. We can also Star Strike potentially. That Crushing Hammerheads is really frustrating, but I can live with it. We can Star Strike potentially, Scar Strike with the Rapid Strike energy. Remember, it provides fighting and water, but it provides 2 of them to Rapid Strike Pokemon, and since the Scar Strike attack has 1 lightning, 1 colorless, then we can use that energy on the Luxray if we want. We don't have to, but we can. That is important to note. Now, our opponent is down to 2 cards in hand. They've got Crobat, they've got Altaria, and they're not taking any prizes, so they're probably going to have to go into the Luxray here. Oh wow, they've actually, not into the Luxray, into the Altaria. They've actually gone into the Crobat, which is good for us, because it means we can actually just take a knockout with our Urshifu, right? Because it's weak to fighting. So we attach, we play down the doll, then we retreat. We can retreat into the doll and then pop the doll, because that will remove all of the cards from our hand and allow us to attack. And that means we can use a Rapid Strike Mustard to get another Luxray in play, which I really, really like. Another 1 prize attacker seems pretty good to me. Then we can Rapid Strike Search. We can grab pretty much anything that we want here. I'm going to grab Mustard. And then we can Primate Wisdom. Let's put the doll to the top. This is actually going pretty nicely. I think we can just Gale Thrust now. Take 3 prizes. And we are very close to getting a win in this game now. 1 more attack from Urshifu VMAX means that we've got ourselves a game. And if our opponent elects to take the easy way out and just knock out the Urshifu here, then we're going to have a pretty nice time of it. Another Heads-on Crushing Hammer is annoying, and they choose to remove the energy from the active, which is fine. Big Charm going onto that Crobat, that makes sense, because now Gale Thrust does not knock out. They're going to use Max Cutter? No, Stealth Poison, so they are still putting that pressure on the Urshifu. They go into the Altaria. Now, we can knock out our opponent's Altaria here if we want to. But to be honest, I think it's actually better to just play this one a little bit smart. Play this one a little bit intelligently. It doesn't happen often that I'm using my brain. Let's just thin out a whole bunch of cards that we don't need. We can use Spirit-Born Evolution just to get rid of all of these cards. All of the jank cards that we do not want, we can get rid of them. We can Rapid Strike Search or grab an Energy. We can get that so that next turn we can potentially attack. That would be great. We will retreat into the Luxray. Then we can Primate Wisdom the Energy to the top. There's an Evo Incense that we can use later. I'm going to Electro Step and I'm going to put the 40 damage onto the benched Crobat. Now, hopefully, our opponent gets greedy. If they get greedy and go into the Urshifu and like gust out the Urshifu and knock it out, which they very easily could, they're going to do it. Okay, that's why we had it, right? That is why we did it. So now, since the Urshifu is knocked out, as long as we can thin out our hand, which we should be able to do, because we've got 2 playable cards and the Duskull, all we need now is to get our Rapid Strike Urshifu out of the bin, and we can just knock this Crobat out. So let's thin the Evo Incense. We don't need that. We can calm away a Remoraid. We do not need that. There is 1 more Rapid Strike energy left in the deck, which is fantastic. We'll Spirit-Born Evolution. We'll get rid of all of those cards. That means that we have 0 cards in deck. 0 cards in hand, sorry. We grab the Urshifu. Brilliant. Draw some cards. We even draw into the energy for me. Fantastic. Then we can retreat into the VMAX and Gale Thrust for knockout. This deck is a lot of fun. I'm definitely not playing it correctly, but I'm having a good time, and that's the most important thing. And the best part about this particular deck is that with more Rapid Strike cards coming out in Chilling Reign, you will be able to add anything you like into this particular list. Now, it looks like my opponent is playing Silicobra, which is a bit of a concern. We have a pretty good hand, though, considering all things. We will grab another Urshifu VMAX, maybe? No, let's grab the Luxray. That seems fine. We can grab those cards. And then we probably just quick ball away the VMAX, grab ourselves another basic, maybe Mienfoo, maybe an Oranguru. Our opponent's not knocking us out this turn, so we don't need to stress too hard. Play that Oranguru down. We can Primate Wisdom. We'll get the Octillery on the top, just in case we see a Marnie. And look at that, a Mustard in hand is incredible. Means we will definitely be able to get ourselves either of our attackers next turn, because we've got the Octillery from the top deck. We can use Duskull to remove the Luxray and the double Level Ball. We can Mustard for whatever Pokemon we want, and then go from there. So I'm feeling pretty good. This Silicobra deck is going to want to do a little bit more than just that, though. That's pretty weak. They want to use Call for Family there, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. We'll Level Ball and grab out some cards that we don't really care about in the deck. We don't need to find cards. We need to discard all of them. I will grab 2 Mienshao. Then we can Spirit-Born Evolution away all 3 of those Pokemon. Discard them. Leaves us with 1 card in hand, which is the Mustard. We play that. We grab ourselves the VMAX. Put that in play. Accelerate a whole bunch of stuff. We can then Rapid Strike Search. Go looking for our energy. Perfect. Look at this. We can attach the energy. We can retreat into the VMAX. And then we can Primate Wisdom. We're going to Primate Wisdom that Mustard to the top, because that way we give ourselves the best chance to do it all again next turn. Gale Thrust will take the knockout. And now it's just a matter of showing off how the deck works, right? Because I feel like this Silicobra deck is probably going to fall behind slightly. Like, it's my gut feeling, especially since I can use the Capture Energy in hand to use G-Max Rapid Flow and knock out 2 Pokemon next turn. We are looking pretty solid. Pretty solid indeed. Here comes the Ordinary Rod. They're going to shuffle those back in, and then the Call for Family will almost definitely happen. This Sandaconda deck, kind of like that Gyarados deck that I featured in the last week or so. If you'd like to see me feature this deck, then please like the video. If this video gets to 1,000 likes in the next week, or the weekend, or by the time I get back, I will do this deck as the first deck when I get back. So if it's on 1,000 likes, we'll be very ambitious. Let's go for the Luxray. Should I make it more realistic? Should I go for 500 likes? I'll go for 500 likes. If it's on 500 likes over the weekend, then we'll do it. 1,000's a little high. Alrighty, quick ball. Get rid of our Urshifu. Grab whatever, doesn't really matter. And then we can... I think we just G-Max Rapid Flow for 2 prizes on the... Let's Primate Wisdom first. We'll put the Mustard on top, because you never know. You never do know. And then I think G-Max Rapid Flow has got to be the way. We'll take 2 knockouts on the Sandacobras, or Silicobras, or whatever they're called, on the bench. Take 3 prizes. And be well on our way to victory. It's going to be a little bit awkward this coming turn, though, because I don't actually see a way that we're going to get a knockout very easily. We're going to need to top deck some stuff. Going to need to top deck some cards to draw, because otherwise we won't be able to empty our hand to 0. So what are they going for here? You'd have to think that their only play is to try and get the Sandacobra going. Big Sand Cannon does 60 damage times the amount of energy that you discard off of the top 6 cards of your deck. How many is there? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my god, there's so many! It's like 5! Oh my goodness! Almost killed me. Gee whiz. That was pretty rough. Okay. Whew. Luckily for us, they didn't get another Silicobra down, so we can just retreat into the Doll, and then we'll be able to get into the VMAX quite easily. We'll just thin a few of these cards out here. We don't need these. Then we can Pokédoll back into our VMAX and attack again, which is going to be pretty nice. Let's just Gale Thrust, take the knockout. Our opponent has no attackers to deal with us. The game is effectively over, but this one wasn't about winning. This one was about showing how the deck works, right? and it's relatively consistent. Like, you wouldn't think that Rapid Strike Mustard would be as consistent as it is, but it actually is pretty strong. Now, is the deck better than, like, Tier 3 or 4? Probably not, but it's good fun, and I have thoroughly enjoyed myself in playing it, which is all that you can really ask, isn't it? Next turn, we will be able to win. We'll be able to G-Max Rapid Flow and take 2 prizes and win the game, so that's going to be easy enough. But, you know, Rapid Strike Mustard means that maybe Single Strike Mustard could work. Maybe we could get Single Strike Mustard to work as well. We'll see how it goes. The issue for Single Strike Mustard is that the attackers are just that little bit harder to power up. But that's okay, we'll figure it out. Attach the energy, we'll G-Max Rapid Flow and take the knockout on the 2 Silicobra on the bench. That is another win for Rapid Strike Mustard, and I must say, I am very, very surprised. So I think that that's a really, really cool deck. Hopefully you think so as well. Thank you very much for coming along to this one. Thank you very much to all of my channel members. Dadbod, Azazel, Tarko, thank you very much for your Ascended memberships. Fernando, Yolo, Stephen Ty, Agent Abel, Austin, Josiah, Leaf Devourer, Robsy, Caster Brad, Shings, and Brad Marlowe, thank you for being Royal Sableyes, as well as all of the people in white over here who are doing a fantastic job. Mega Sableye, if you want to become a member, there's a link in the description. Go and check that one out. I'd appreciate it. Remember, 500 likes over the weekend, and I will do that Silicobra, Sandicobra deck. We'll see how we go with that. Hopefully you've enjoyed. I'll catch you next time for more from the Sableyes. Bye.